Hello, and welcome to the video that you just clicked on. Today, we're going to be doing a build that I have wanted to do for a hot minute, which is just my 1,000 follower build from my blog on Tumblr. Yeah, that's all this is, basically. I hit 1,000 followers, like a while ago, and I was like, I should do a build. And then I didn't do a build, even though I build nearly every single day in my game. And so finally I got around to it. And this is what came out of my brain. So this is the build. It's a little like apartment. It's a 3-story apartment building. I was initially going to do a house, and then I was like, you know what? That's for some reason more work than just doing this. So instead I built a 3-level apartment, except that the 2 first levels aren't actually furnished. So it's technically like a studio, which is probably why I chose to do this instead of doing a whole house. Because then you have to figure out a floor plan and blah 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 and multiple bedrooms, and that wasn't the vibe when this was filmed. Which, I mean, like, this was filmed I think probably a month ago, because I have been putting this off because that's what I do. I really have a hard time procrastinating. So and also just, you know, anxious. I don't know why I'm anxious about filming things, but here we are. We did it. We're here. It's good to be alive. Anyways, so basically this apartment has 2 bedrooms. I did have kind of like a thought of what like Sims would live here. I was thinking it would be either roommates or siblings. So I mean, like, you can do whatever you want. If you download this, you want to play in it, you can literally have whatever story you want to do. You can demolish something, you can, you know, just take one of the rooms and put it in a house that you built. Like, it doesn't matter. You can do whatever you want. But I did have that kind of story in my head, that there would be like roommates or siblings that live together, which is why, like, you'll see when I get to the rooms, I'll probably talk more about it then, but when I get to the rooms, you'll see that the vibes are very different. Like, the vibe of the apartment is really similar to one of the rooms, and then the other room is like has literally no similarities for like the rest of the build. And that was kind of on purpose, because I was like, if you just had someone come and move in with you, then obviously your space is going to look like a space that you made, and not necessarily one that your roommate or sibling or whatever who's living with you would necessarily have that style. So yeah, I pretty much just spend time out here, you know, doing the landscaping, things like that. I'm not that good at landscaping. I feel like that's something that a lot of people say who like to build in this game, but I'm not very good at it. I just kind of like throw things around, and I'm like, that's okay. I feel like I've gotten sort of a little bit, like, there's not really that much landscaping, to be honest, on this lot, but I feel like overall, like, when I build, usually I feel like it's gotten a little bit better from the way it used to be, which was very kind of like Disney-esque. It was a lot of different colored flowers. It'd be like pink, purple, yellow, blue, just all over the place, and it was kind of a lot, which excuse me, I don't know what my voice just did, which can be like fine if that's your vibe and that's, you know, the kind of aesthetic and, you know, kind of, I don't know, vibe that you want to go for your build. But I like to be on the more, I guess, slightly realistic side nowadays. So yeah, the way that our landscape has changed a lot from the way it used to. Anyways, so basically I'm just trying to find a fence. I struggle bus with fence, like putting up fences on my builds so much. And I really think it's just like the debug fences are really nice, and I feel like I use debug fences more than I use anything else. Not only because you actually get more space to like use on the actual lot, because it takes up like a whole like square of space just to put like a fence. Like, you can't put it right to the edge of the lot, which you could do in The Sims 3. So that's really frustrating a lot of the time, because I just would like to not waste room, especially with the growing together pack, because a lot of the lots are very like small, but they're narrow, and then you have to build like a side yard most of the time, and it's like there's no room. There's no room to have a yard, and that tree house that we got with it is like a cool gameplay thing and everything, but like it's so big, and then there's like no yard room. So that was kind of frustrating when I was like building in that world for the first time, because there was nowhere to put it. So I think I'm pretty sure that honestly one of my favorite fences now did like come in that pack, but it's like in the debug section, and I just like the way that it looks. So I usually will just use debug fences because you get more room and they often look better. And they have like, well, I guess they don't have matching gates because there is no matching gates in debug. But I don't know, they just look better, and there's no matching gates, you know, just in the actual fence section. So either way, you're not gonna have a gate that matches most of the time. I guess just like taller fences in general that look like they would be in someone's yard is something that I would like to see more of, because we usually get a lot of like low fences, and maybe it's just where I live, but I don't see low fences very often. So yeah, tall fences would be nice, like just your run-of-the-mill, like, you know, yard fences. Anyways, so as you can see, I put a little parking space there. I only put one car here, which I guess doesn't make a whole lot of sense considering the fact that this would be like a little apartment building and most people would live here, but maybe they ride bikes. Maybe the person that I build the apartment for rides a bike and that's someone else's car. I don't know. You can do whatever you want. You can add more cars, you can take it away, put bikes there, whatever. But I just put one parking space there. And then this area, I was kind of like, you know, thinking about it. And I was like, you know, if I lived in an apartment building, then I feel like I'd want some outdoor space where I could go chill. So I just put this little area down here, and it's just, I think I literally just put a table. I literally just put a table down here. But it's like, you know, a little space that if, you know, your sim was living here, they could invite friends over and then like go down there at night and just talk and have some snacks and just kind of vibe down there. So that's what this spot is for. And there's also obviously trash and other stuff from probably the neighbors dumping it, or the landlord. And yeah, there's this umbrella. I love this umbrella. It's beautiful, the little tassels. I would love an umbrella like that in real life. I just think it's so cute. And yeah, so I think that's literally, I think, most of this little like side yard area for like entertaining and stuff. I don't think I put anything else over there, but you can put more stuff if you want, like a little paddle pool or like yoga mats or like whatever you want your sim to do, soccer ball, the football from high school years if they want to toss the football around, which I honestly hate that object because every single time my sim has it in their inventory, they just start asking like the grandmother who can barely like move around without that moodlet coming up that they're gonna like keel over and die, and they're just like, come on grandma, let's go play football in the yard. And it's like, grandma can't do that, like sit down, like grandma's gonna pass out. She's gonna pass out or she's gonna pass away, you know? So that object's kind of annoying because they really are just, maybe it's just the sim I have because he's athletic. I'm talking about my current gameplay family. I'm just kind of rambling. But yeah, the husband, he's just like constantly asking his mother, who's like the kid's grandmother in the household, to just go play football. And I'm like, do you want her to keel over? Like, she can't. Anyways, I put this plant outside here on the doorstep, and then I like, it's cute, but then I was like, I don't know if they would have just a full like fig leaf plant just chilling on the outside of an apartment. So I took it away, but I put it on the fire escape, so because it's functional, that fire escape. Also, thing to note, you can see I put elevators. They are functional because this is a CC build. So yeah, these are from Ravishing and they are functional. So they basically, it's like the City Living ones. If you, oh my goodness, I can't talk. If you have City Living, then you will know that it comes with elevators, obviously, to get into the buildings and high rises and stuff. And they basically just walk up to it and then disappear because the Sims team will not animate anything if they don't have to. So they'll just like disappear. It works the same as the City Living ones. So your sim will walk up, disappear, and then go to the floor that you've like routed them to go to. So that's really handy so that they don't have to walk up like 2 flights of stairs. I don't think they'll take the stairs because I know I just said that the what's it called? Fire escape. The fire escape that I just created on the side of the building, it is like they can use it obviously, but I don't think that they'll choose to use it over the elevator. I'm pretty sure they'll choose to use the elevator first. Yeah. So that should be fine. It makes it a lot more functional in my opinion, because if they're trying to run to like a university class or get to work or something, then you don't want them taking 30 years because we all know the lag in this game, like anything, already takes 30 years. We don't need more time added onto the routing. So I thought I'd mention that because I'm pretty sure it should be fine. Now we're inside, that I've rambled about nothing. We're inside. This is the front hall, and I'm just like decorating a shelf. And you know, they probably have like their keys and stuff on there. I don't have the everyday clutter kit, which I know comes with a lot of things that would be very useful for like a front area. They have like I think they have like phone and keys and all that kind of stuff. Which I don't have that kit. And I think I do put, because I know the what's it called, the living room pack from, yeah, these ones right here, I just put them on that like shelf with the mirror. So I know those, I use those here because I don't have that kit, but it would be so useful to not have to use CC. But I don't know, man, I just can't, it's hard. Like I think I have 3 kits now, and 2 of them were free, so I didn't buy 2 of them. I did buy 1 of them because I really liked the table that came with it. It was the industrial kit, and like I am kind of ashamed. Like I know I shouldn't have done it, but I just really wanted that table. I kept seeing people use it, and I was like, man, like I would use this because I like that style for like apartments and stuff. The industrial like penthouse, you know, big windows, kind of vibes. So I did end up getting that one. I don't even know how I got in this train of thought, to be honest with you, so I'm gonna drop it. And here's the kitchen area. You just kind of like walk in straight to your kitchen, which I know some apartments are like that. So yeah, you just kind of walk in. The kitchen's here. The little front area with the shelf to put all your stuff away. It's kind of a small apartment, which I like. I like the cozy little small apartments, which is partially why I feel like most of the time, like when I'm playing the game, I don't really use the apartments from City Living. Like I do sometimes, but I feel like once you like, you know, you live there and you play in San Myshuno enough, you get kind of sick and tired of using the same apartments over and over again. And like the restrictions with it, and you can't have a bedroom here because there's no window and la la la. So I usually just like build my own apartments if I feel like having the vibe of my sim living in an apartment. I should make a little video about that actually, because I'll use like the debug live edit shells from City Living in order to create apartments that are functional. I think people probably have done videos like that before, but I don't know. If you're interested in that, let me know in the comments and I can make a video about how I build apartments with like the shells. So you just have like one floor. So instead of like how I did this apartment where I'm like building all the floors all the way up, I just like use the shell and then have one floor that's just the apartment that you can use. If that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense, but if you get it, you get it. Yeah. So let me know in the comments and I can make that video showing you how I do that. But that's how I usually, like, if I'm gonna do an apartment or like play in an apartment, sometimes I'll just build it myself, because then I can have all the light and like the windows and like how it's placed, and also make them smaller and not have absolutely humongously tall walls. And I know everyone hates that. We've heard this criticism 1,000 billion times before, but man, I don't know why they made all the apartment walls so high for City Living. So yeah, we are doing the wallpaper now. I knew that I wanted like a pop. I wanted this, you know, the vibes of this apartment to be kind of like whimsical, but like still down to earth, like vintagey whimsical. I don't know, you know, those kind of vibes. So I changed the color of the cabinets in the kitchen to this like kind of orange color because I thought they looked really good with the turquoise, and I thought the red was a little bit too much. So I definitely prefer like this color. And yeah, I think I put the what's it called, like office area, like a desk, like a study, a little study nook sort of. I guess it's not a nook, it's not really like in something, it's just like in the hallway, but a little study area here. I was just gonna put a painting there, and I was like, oh snap, they have like nowhere to, you know, do their work if they have to like look something up on the PC or just play games or whatever. So it's good for careers, because a lot of careers sometimes use like, you have to like do desk work and stuff. So that's what I put here. Yeah, this desk here, which is really cute. I use this a lot in apartments actually, this like kind of fold out desk from Charlie Pancakes. And by the way, this is a CC build, which I already mentioned, but the CC document is going to be in the download. So if you go and you download from the link in the description, it will take you to my Tumblr page where it has more information. But anyways, you click on the download, and then the download file that you get has the like document with CC in it. I was gonna just include it honestly, because it would have been 1,000 times easier than searching for literally everything like I did for this apartment. And it made me realize like I really need to cut down on the amount of CC that I'm going to like use in builds in the future, because it was a lot. Like, it's really time consuming to go and like find everything. So I'm either gonna just really like you know, not sharpen it down, narrow it down. I'm gonna really narrow my CC down when I do a CC build, because girl, it was a lot, like trying to find all the stuff, like it was not fun. So I'll probably do that, because I know that there's a lot of like TOU things with it, but like at the end of the day, like it's just a simulation game, like you know, but it is what it is. Anyways, that's a little, oop, I just hit my mic, I'm sorry if that was loud. And bear with this voiceover, by the way. This is the first time I'm doing it, and I'm an anxious person by nature. I have an anxiety disorder, but I'm also just, you know, kind of reserved. Well, that's not really true. Whatever. The point is that I'm nervous. And so if this voiceover sounds kind of like I'm nervous, it's because I am. So bear with me. I am learning, and hopefully I can improve and do better voiceovers in the future with more time and experience. Anyways, now I'm just putting the like extending the wallpaper into the living area. It's nice and cozy in here. I really like the way, I like this whole apartment, but I really love the way that this turned out. Oh, this rug right here that I'm like going through the swatches of, this is included in the file because I made that rug. So it's like it didn't make sense to not just have it in there. And I don't think I have it posted on my Tumblr. So yeah, that's my rug. I feel like I wanted to put that up for download on my I have three different sets of rugs that I've made for myself, because rugs are another place that I feel like the Sims game kind of struggle buses with. There's not a lot of good, like, maybe it's just like me, but I mean, we've all heard that criticism though by most people that are like, man, we need good rugs. But for me personally, the game doesn't have a lot of rugs that I like, because I like really patterned, like themed rugs, or I like sort of like vintagey traditional rugs, and we don't have ones that look nice in The Sims, so I made them. Anyways, the point of that whole thing was to tell you that will be in the folder. You don't have to look for it because I just added the package file, so you can just throw that in your mods folder for it to show up. This couch that I put in here is one of my favorite couches. I love this couch. It's by Pearson in the David's Apartment collection set thing. And I love that couch. I really do. It just looks so comfortable. Like the cushions on it, you're just like, yeah, I could sit on that. I could sit on that and like get lost in a Netflix show and feel bad about myself because I've been sitting here for hours. Like that's the kind of couch that looks like. And so I really love that couch. I wish we had couches that look like that in the game, where they're just like, you know, like not too traditional, but not too contemporary. They're just like in a nice sweet spot where it just looks, you know, not contemporary. I guess the word I was looking for was modern. But this couch is like, it's a good in-between. It just looks comfy. Anyways, enough about couches. On this wall behind the couch, I put a gallery wall, which is something I do very often when I'm building just for fun, or if I'm doing a build for like families that I play. I just like doing gallery walls. It's just a fun time. I like the way they look. I'm kind of a person that likes maximalism, which I guess is pretty obvious because I have patterns everywhere and colors everywhere. But yeah, I like that kind of vibe. I don't like it like too much. I feel like I like an understated version of maximalism. I don't know if that makes any sense or if that's even a thing, but I know there's a lot of people that like, because like a lot of the inspiration that I get is from like Pinterest or other things, so I know that everyone's got that vibe. Like not everyone, but a lot of people have that kind of like that kind of aesthetic where it's not like too bright and too many patterns and too over the top, but it's just like enough where it feels like comfortable. I find like when sometimes I watch like architectural digest videos or like what's it called, apartment therapy, like their YouTube channel, or like they have a Pinterest as well, and like sometimes I'll find these really like niche channels or like smaller channels that also do like home design and interior design and stuff, and I find that like British homes, like traditional ones like cottages, and sometimes estates and stuff, like they just have a style where it's like really, it's got like color, it's like colorful and it's like sunny and it's, you know, I don't know, there's something cheerful about it. But I think my brain kind of like absorbed all of that information and was like, yes, we like this. So I like doing that kind of vibe, but maybe a little bit less. I mean, sometimes I do really floral, but a little bit less floral because I find it was really floral in a lot of the like UK home like interior design stuff that I was watching. But I really like it. I like that it feels homey and colorful, and they're not afraid to use pattern and to use color, because I know that in the like Americas, it's really, you know, the vibe here is like beige, sage green, which I also don't mind. I still build things that look like that, but sometimes you just want something that feels like this, you know, cozy and colorful, and it's got some life in there. Yeah, anyways. This is the rest of the living room. I just kind of putting clutter around, making it look like they've been, you know, doing their nails while sitting watching TV or reading. They left some cups there, and here I'm just saving, because you gotta save, because if you don't save and it doesn't, you know, save all your progress that you've made, you're gonna be very upset. So took a little save there, and now I'm just doing the lighting. Lighting is super important to me. Also, I don't know how many people are gonna hate what I just did there with these spotlights. I like the way it looks. I don't know, like look at it just looks like, ooh, you know, it's like oomph. It gives a little oomph to the whole vibe. I don't know. I'm very particular about like lighting in builds. Like lighting coming through windows or skylights and things like that, and just like the vibe and the atmosphere of a room. Because I used to just put in those like spotlights and be like, I'm done, like it's lit up. As long as I can see, that's all that matters, which is totally fine, because if you're just like trying to play the game, you need to see things, and that makes sense. But I just like to like add some mood lighting and really get the, you know, atmosphere going. So yeah, you can change that light though, because I don't know how many people are gonna like that spotlight in the living room. So if you hate it, feel free to delete it. I'm not gonna be offended. Like I said, you could like bulldoze this and use like one room, or like change it, like do whatever you want. It's a simulation game. You're supposed to have fun and make it what you want it to be. So this bedroom here, I did say I was going to talk about their bedrooms when I got to them. So this bedroom that I'm doing right now is, in my head, who owns this apartment, or not owns, but like rents from this apartment. So they're like the person who lives here, and then the other bedroom's the person who comes to live with this sim. And so that's why the other bedroom that I'm gonna do after this one does not have the same energy or aesthetic as the rest of the apartment. This one's got like, you know, the colorful, like whimsy sort of vibes, and that's kind of the aesthetic. I'm saying aesthetic and vibes so much, it sounds I don't like, I use those words sometimes, but I'm using them like way more than I ever have in my life in this voiceover. So I'm sorry. I'll try to get a better vocabulary the next time I do a voiceover. But anyways, basically this, you know, interior design of this room matches versus the apartment, because this is who lives here, is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, I like this little room. There's a lot of color and pattern. Again, feel free to change things. I won't be offended. It's kind of tight in here. Like it's a tight squeeze. It's a small room. It's a small apartment overall. But the rooms are pretty small. But thankfully, the routing in this version of The Sims tends to be pretty good. So I think that they should be able to be okay and route through it. It's been so long since I built this apartment. I think it's been a month or two, which is it's really bad. Things just kind of got in the way, and like life happened, and I didn't end up uploading it as soon as I wanted to. It was literally like I was gonna film it, edit it, and then just upload it, but that did not happen, obviously. So yeah, but we're here now, so whatever. This is the second room, and yeah, I'm just like really struggle busting right now to choose a wallpaper, because I was like, I don't want anything too funky, but I don't want anything too modern. So I think I land on the one that just popped up. I'm gonna go back to it in a second. Yeah, this one here. It is pretty funky though, like, you know, it's pretty colorful. But again, I feel like the design of the room isn't similar to the rest of the house, or sorry, apartment, which was the goal. So yeah, in my brain, this was like the person's sibling that came to move in with them. And in my head, they were both in like university, like doing classes. I know that when I play university, I usually like to just like have them like either rent, I guess, if they're living in San Myshuno, or buy an apartment if it's like a lot that I've built as an apartment. And then they just like commute basically to university, because like you know, if you have Discover University, then you know living in the dorms sometimes is just it's kind of a hassle. And it's nice to just like live off campus, because then if you have like other Sims in the household, then it's not as boring and grindy with like getting work done, I feel like. And also you can just kind of like not have the issue of navigating and routing through the campus, because that's also a pain in the butt, especially if you go to Foxbury, because that campus is huge and everything's far apart, and there's stairs. They for some reason decided to put like two flights of stairs, and that is not convenient. So yeah, if you just want the convenience, sometimes I just build apartments and then have my university students go and just live in an apartment instead. But But sometimes you do want that dorm life, you know? You want the dishes laying around and people leaving passive-aggressive notes at your bed. Like, it is a fun time sometimes if you want that gameplay and everything. This is the bathroom that we're in, obviously. And it's very simple. I really, you know, sometimes, like, I've built bathrooms where I'm like, ooh, I popped off. Like, this looks really good. But, like probably 85% of the time, I'm like, this is a bathroom. Like, they're gonna pee in here. They're gonna have a bladder failure. They're gonna be embarrassed because they walked in on their dad in the shower by accident. Like, it's not a special room. So I usually just do whatever. And this is kind of one of those bathrooms where I was like, you know what? I put a plant in here and a picture, and that means I tried. So yeah, I think that's the end of this build. All these things will be in the description for the download link. It'll take you to my Tumblr page where you can download it from there. And yeah, I think that's it. Thank you so much for watching this video and for hanging out with me. And I hope to do this more in the future and hopefully not wait 2 months in order to upload it. So yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot a dining room, so I put this here because I was like, oh snap, they have nowhere to eat. I mean, they could just sit on the couch, but I just wanted a place that was designated. So here is a table with 2 chairs. And I think that's it. So enjoy. And I'll see you guys the next time that I upload a video. Peace out.